So you've been in the exploration business for your entire career, and what are some of the changes you've observed over the years?
Well, I think if we look at the positives, is the quantum leap in advances in technology, things like remote sensing, also the ability to analyse rocks in the field, the hyperspectral stuff as well. These are all very significant changes that are great tools to have that have evolved over the last few years. Some of the negatives I see, and it's really a concern for me, is the decreasing ability for geologists to go into the field. There's a number of reasons for this. Dick Sillitoe eloquently put this, I think it was in his first presidential address in 1999.
Was that Keystone?
I think it was, yes it was, I think it was a Keystone address. Yeah, I remember it being in Colorado. Yeah, it was, and his comments were actually 100% on, where he was lamenting the fact that despite all the challenges that we face, the health and safety issues, and nobody would deny the importance of health and safety, but some of the policies were quite restrictive unnecessarily for geologists. There's a huge difference between an industrial site at a mine and an exploration tent. So I think that problem hasn't been resolved, and it's getting worse.
Yep.
The fly-in, fly-out is really another great imposition on field geologists, exploration. It's a lifestyle choice basically, but it's been imposed on people that perhaps would prefer to spend more time in the field and be more effective. Northern Canada, for example, I think people still go for the field season. There's a lot of people I know in New Guinea now that work on a 19 on, 9 days off, paid back to Australia or wherever. That's maybe 60% productive at best by the time you look at the amount that the actual time they're spending in the field looking at the rocks.
Yeah, and that kind of travel is not good for you.
No, it isn't, and it's, anyway, it's just a big concern I have, and I'm always been scratching my head as to how you can fix this. But it's been addressed, or at least alluded to, by countless people like myself over the last 10 years, and we really don't seem to be making headway as to how to fix the problem. I think that geologists that are working for juniors, aggressive juniors that are well funded, have a huge advantage over the majors. Don't get me wrong, the majors have some excellent geologists, they really do, many of whom are my friends, but they're handcuffed and blindfolded by their corporate policy in terms of going to the field, or it's a problem. And then I think finally the big changes, and they are potentially game changers, are going to occur in the metallurgical field. Things like sensor sorting. This is new technology that's really, I think, got huge potential. Metallurgical innovations such as leaching of sulfides, caustic leaching, new technology for treating refractory gold. These are breakthroughs, perhaps like flotation and cyanidation and roasting
Were
a long time ago.
Yeah.
So if these actually work and are implemented, that's going to allow the development of deposits that before were not economic.
What about any comments on geophysics? I know Robert Friedland's been involved in some...
Yes, he has, and he's put a lot of effort and expense into some of the deep penetrating IP. I think there's potential there, but applying those programs is high risk. They're expensive holes to drill to test a theory. Yes, I think there is probably application for that if there's a way to better refine some of the technology. Speaking of which, I think new developments in drill technology will also greatly enhance the ability to find new deposits, faster, cheaper drilling with some of the things that are happening with the coilless drilling. So if you can drill an 800 metre hole in a day to test a geophysical anomaly, that's pretty good value.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It's out there, it's coming.